off to Florida. I've been down to the Everglades. All for what I've done for this town, I ought to be in magazines. So could you spare some liquor money? 'Cause I'm the X-Man of New Orleans. Oh, the X-Man. Don't live by silly rules or highway, overpass the byway, ready to go to street called tracks. Mother-daughter travel team and publishers of Big Blend Radio, Big Blend Radio and TV magazine, that is. And you just heard X-Man of New Orleans. That is the first track from the brand new album, Second Shot, by Jon-Roniger and the Good-for-Nothin-Band, based out of, guess where? New Orleans. And you can get the album on Bandcamp, CD Baby, iTunes. You can go to jonronigermusic.com, and that's John with no H. And also go to the good-for-nothin-band.com, and that's good for nothing. That nothing's got an O instead of a U, because I don't know if I spell it with a U, but that's because I'm blonde. Hey, John, it is good to have you back for your annual show with us. How you doing?
I know, so glad to be back with y'all. It's been we've been doing this for how long? 14, 15 years or something?
Well, yeah, because
I know.
Yeah, before radio even. Yeah, I was. It's so funny.
Before radio.
Since we've moved back from being on the road in Tucson, with some friends over, and we were talking about being in print, and they're like, "Well, we didn't know you in print days." So Nancy, in the closet, we have this little bag of our print magazines from back in the day. And I'm like, look, there's the reviews we did on John's Charmed Life. All of you guys, I was like, oh, my God, this is so crazy. It's so bizarre. And then I was looking through them like, yeah, we're still doing the same thing. But we're doing it on radio and everything. But I think we need to make your annual visit. Well, number one, you should be on here more than annually. But we should always do it on your birthday. So happy birthday.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, why not? It could be the yearly birthday celebration and an interview, and hopefully I'll have a new record every year. So that would be a good goal for me.
This is so exciting because, I remember when you moved to New Orleans, I don't know how long ago it was, but you were just got there and you're like, because before when we knew you were in San Francisco, and then you're like,
Yep.
yeah, I'm running around banging on doors, getting gigs and getting started, and then like the Good-for-Nothing-band, really came together. And the last year you were on, it was Maniac World, and now I'm like, okay, so you guys are you keep touring, not just, playing in New Orleans, but you seem to be going out to Florida quite a bit and going to Europe too. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually leave for Europe tomorrow, so that's exciting. And we've I think we talked about this before, but the good news with New Orleans is that I'm playing with the band probably 2 or 3 nights a week, and then on my own I play at the airport every day, and then I have another 2 or 3 gigs a week that are just solo or trio gigs. And so I'm playing a ton of music, and I don't have to, I can sleep in my own bed. I wake up with my kids every day, so it's
nice.
it's sort of it's a good situation.
That's cool. This is super cool. And so Europe, that's exciting. So the whole band is going to Europe.
Yes, all 5 of us, and that's, of course,
crazy.
as you can imagine, it's the good news is it should be fun. We all get along, and I'm sure that there will be its moments, but there's a bunch of good gigs and then a bunch of gigs I have no idea how they're going to be, and then of course the ones I always have the least expectation always end up surprising me the most. So so who knows? There's 17 shows and
wow.
I don't know, anything could happen. Yeah, so we're super excited about it.
Well, I'm going to be watching you guys on social media because I see one story you guys post some of your Florida trips and your road trips and some flashbacks from your road trips, and it looks like you guys get a little crazy together. Like, there's trouble. Not bad. It's naughty, like fun stuff. You guys,
you guys have traveled around enough that we're. I feel like a substantial amount of traveling is just, not necessarily fighting boredom, but just keeping yourself entertained. And when you've got 5 guys in a car, they'll find interesting ways to keep themselves entertained for sure.
Rolling down windows must happen at
fun.
times, huh?
Yeah.
That's the first thing that came to mind. 5 guys in a car, keep driving. Roll that window down.
Yeah.
We can smell it. Sorry.
Exactly. No, it's all good fun. Like there's 5 guys in a car. That's natural. That's just gonna happen. It's the way it is. But no, we've done a ton of stuff. We do a ton of tours, as you said. We're down in Florida. We're up in Nashville a lot. We've added on stops in like Tupelo, Mississippi, Memphis, Knoxville. We'll be in Atlanta at the end of the summer. We'll be in Athens, Georgia. We might make our way up to Charlottesville, through Columbia, South Carolina. So we're going to be the Southeast is where we're going to do the bulk of our work, and in Europe. But we'll be around.
That's sweet because Tupelo and that area, we're getting back on the road. This is crazy. So what we are doing, we decided to be like musicians. So because we still need to come home, we've had to learn that lesson hard because of the internet and what we have to do production-wise. But what we're doing now is we're going to go on these massive road trips, as massive as we can make them until we have to come home. And, we have to roll our windows down at that point too. But anyway, we're going to go to Springfield, Central Kentucky, the Bourbon Trail, and that area. But we're going to go through Natchitoches. We may come through New Orleans. You never know, just to get crazy with you guys. But we're going to do.
We would love it.
I know, man. After like how many years? I know. We've got someday this has got to happen. But
I know we've been talking about it, so I'll hope it happens.
I know. I want to definitely, and New Orleans. You guys have to show us the insider. We have to have that.
So cool.
Yeah, we have to do that. We have to have that.
We would love to have you. So come anytime.
We're so scared to go alone.
Yeah, but we are creating some special shows on Louisiana. So I'll be calling you on that for sure. But our goal is we're going to go through Natchitoches and we're going to do the Natchez Trace up to Nashville and then go from there.
Yep.
To Kentucky. So do you ever travel that route when you go up to Nashville in those areas?
I don't, only because the Natchez Trace it's fairly windy. It is extremely beautiful, but like the speed limit is like 40 miles an hour. It's made for sightseeing. It's a wonderful,
good
wonderful drive.
Thank
you. Yeah,
you.
but you can't.
So don't
like
think you're going to do it in 5
you have
minutes.
to take your time. Yeah,
okay,
no,
good.
It is made for enjoying the scenery. So if you're trying to hurry to get somewhere, which I almost always am when I'm going to Nashville, But we when we lived in Nashville, we lived 5 minutes away from the Natchez Trace, where it ends right there, and there ends at like Loveless Cafe. If you've ever heard of it, it's out there where you get famous biscuits, and that's right where we lived right there. So I know the Natchez Trace well. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Well worth the drive.
Cool. Well, I'm glad to ask. Now let's talk about your new album here, because it's a nice full album. It's one of my favorites. I love this. I love it because there's like your stories are in there, and I always love your stories because they're tasty, they're naughty, they make you look at the characters of life. It's like a really good movie when you have, there's the big action-packed movies, right? And then there's the movies that have true character and the salt of the earth, and I'm like, that's the movies I love to watch. Nancy and I, like, we're both that way. And I think your music does that, not only storytelling, but you give a glimpse into people, into regions, you give a sense of place. I think people listening to this around the world get a feel of New Orleans, but you also give us there's an authenticity to your sound of where you are, and I think that is a really big deal, and I think it goes a little further out than New Orleans. Tell us about recording this and these songs, because they're definitely, these are Jon Roniger written songs for sure.
Well, I mean, as you know, I've lost the ambition to, or I've lost the worry about caring what people kind of what they think of my songs or what they think of my music. So that's very freeing. And so then that affords me the ability to write about whatever I feel like writing about on any given day. And mostly I just want to make sure that at the end of the day, if I'm amused by it and or it makes me feel happy in some way, then that's all I need. Then that's a good sign. Then I've done a good job. I tell the guys all the time in the band that we don't make enough money to not have fun. So let's make sure we have a ton of fun, because otherwise it's not worth it at all. So I mean, these songs that were written probably – so we started making the record a year ago when we were doing these little trips to Nashville, and we'd go play a place called Bourbon Street Blues and Boogie Bar. And they would put us on 2 shows. So we'd play like a Friday night and a Saturday night. So I would just do a half day in the studio on Saturday before our gig that night. And then we did that like 5 times, and at the end of it we had a record. And so it was a very painless process, and it was fun, and it was the songs were well rehearsed, because I had written them, and then we I'd put them in the set with the band, and we do a bunch of shows with them, and then we'd bring them in the studio, and so it was very low stress and mostly a ton of fun.
I love that. So
but yes,
was Crystal Ball written there?
Crystal. Well, so I do the bulk of my writing with my friend Chris Gantry, and I highly recommend that people look him up. He's a fantastic songwriter who's been doing it forever and ever and ever. And how did Crystal Ball? I don't remember how we kind of wrote that song, but it's the idea is that it's about having an affair with a sort of a tarot card reader. And I always, the joke I always say is that she could see me coming from a mile away. And just having some fun with the tarot card readers in the French Quarter, and and the song pops out.
We have a guest that appears on the show once in a while, and her name is Hot Mama Babushka. She pops in out of the middle of nowhere.
Like she's right now. Don't be talking about me behind the back. Who do you think you are?
Awesome.
Hello there, Mr. John. So you tell me
perfect.
fortune.
She is the crystal ball. That is awesome.
Well, I know you fall in love with tarot card reader. You must look at the more balls.
That's so I think so. Crystal ball is that combination of like having this affair with a tarot card reader, and also like so many of the hookups of my past life that would happen in bathrooms at dingy bars, so.
Oh God,
we know this.
So we
have seen many hookups in bathroom.
That's why they call them hooks.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So that's why it's slip into the bathroom and have ourselves a crystal ball. That's it. So that's there's the lyric.
Oh, there you go. So at this point, we have to say that we have an official Mama Babushka song now. Hot Mama Babushka
Yes, no, you
song.
do. Yeah. And you should definitely
you got our
let
tour
her hear
theme
it next
song.
time she pops in.
We have my favorite bridge song.
She popped in whenever she wants.
She knows how to pop in and out. You never know. See, that's like Larissa. So we've got to talk about Larissa because I love this song and I love it for today and I love it for what's going on politically. This is one of my favorite songs because it's just, God, how much fun do you have writing these songs? Because they just take you into these fantasy lands and then you go, wait, it's real.
Exactly right. Well, that's the fun part is like sometimes they just write themselves. Like you don't even have to look or make things up. You just open your eyes and it's sitting right in front of you, and you just put it on paper and put a melody to it, and there it is. And I always find that those are the best that have that hit home the hardest when they're literally just a simple truth that we all see and just no one's saying it. And so, I like you guys, I swing pretty hard from the left, and it was always the great irony to me that the people who fight the hardest against, I don't know, whatever they're fighting against now, transgender, or if they're fighting against gay marriage or whatever they're fighting against, those are always the people that turn out to be transgender or gay, or they're always hiding something. So, it's just it writes itself. It's so obvious, and then Larissa pops out.
Well, okay, so
I think that's funny.
Everybody's got to listen to the Larry Larissa song. So let's take a listen to it, everybody. Here it is. Again, you can get it off the new album Second Shot. That's like a subtitle for this.
Yep, exactly.
Again, everyone, Jon-Roniger and the Good-for-Nothin-Band out of New Orleans, and it's available on Bandcamp, CD Baby, iTunes. Here it is, Larissa.
To the bed, a little French frock, maybe the ball gown instead, tissue paper bra, hose with a rip. It's Friday night, and she's putting on the glitz, cream by Lancome, a litany of lotions that Liz Taylor sent, smells like the ocean. Then comes that makeup, laying it on thick, struggling to squeeze into that platinum blonde wig. Oh, Larry by day, Larissa by night. Whoa, coming alive under the Bourbon Street neon. She is what he is, no reason to change. Hell, all of his neighbors, yeah, they're doing it these days. They're all prancing around like peacocks in bloom. But what are them first term congressmen to do? 9 to 5, he's a pit bull in the aisles, voting against any kind of alternative lifestyle. Then Friday afternoon, he get right back on that plane, heads down to the Big Easy where everything's game. He's Larry by day, Larissa by night. Whoa, coming alive under the Bourbon Street neon. She is what he is, no reason to change. And all of his co-workers are doing it these days. They're all prancing around like peacocks in bloom. But what are them first term congressmen to do? But oh, Larissa feels so alive. It's the garter belt under his suit that helps Larry survive. He's Larry by day, Larissa by night. Whoa, coming alive under the Bourbon Street neon. She is what he is, no reason to change. And everyone in Washington is doing it these days. They're all prancing around like peacocks in bloom. But what are all them politicians? I see them all prancing around like peacocks in bloom. But what are them first-term presidents gonna do? Y'all know the words. Come on, sing along. Oh, Larry is Larissa. Oh, Larry is Larissa. Oh, Larry is Larissa. Oh,
You're listening to Big Blend Radio, and that was Larry blending into Larissa and back into Larry again. And you can get that on Second Shot, the new album out by Jon-Roniger and the Good-for-Nothin-Band out of New Orleans. And go to JonRonigerMusic.com or go get it at Bandcamp, CD Baby, iTunes, and that's John with no H because, like, he wanted to drop the H at some point, you know.
That is so funny. It just
Too many letters. Too many letters.
I have cartoons in my mind of Trump as a transvestite.
Oh boy, here we go.
Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be fun. It'd be more fun.
It really would. He should wear his hair up in a bun.
Okay, so I would really love to see Larissa and make like a music video, like.
Oh man.
Like a cartoon.
So I've actually
cartoon style.
Well, I've actually written a cabaret, a full cabaret, about somebody who falls in love with Larissa and doesn't know that it's really Larry, and finds out, of course, later that it's Larry, and it's totally cool because he's already fallen deeply in love with Larissa, and so he just doesn't care, you know, and. But so I would love to put out the whole cabaret. But in the meantime, I think it would be a phenomenal video. It would be a great video, and it could be just filmed in the streets of New Orleans, and we could find plenty of characters to make that one very interesting.
What's the difference in regards to characters between San Francisco and New Orleans, do you think? Because I remember some of the areas walking around going, man, I could write a book on just the people I'm seeing, like, it's so cool. I mean, people watching, and Nancy and I even our neighbors, they do things that I mean, they don't know that what they do or who they are.
Yeah, they have no idea.
We have ongoing stories about what they're doing. Like, we could write a movie just on them, and they have no idea. But I hope they're not listening. But do you feel that way, too? I mean,
sure
when
they
you
are.
look at New Orleans, San Francisco, those are two very colorful cities in regards to just people doing what they want.
Well, I totally agree, and probably one of the reasons that I've spent the bulk of my life in those two places. But I don't know. Like, if I had to net it out, I would say New Orleans is very, very good at not taking itself very seriously and really finding a way to enjoy every day. So New Orleans, literally, a parade could walk by at any time. So
Sweet.
and you can join in the parade. You don't have to just watch it. You can literally walk along and be a part of it, and no one will even think twice about it. As a matter of fact, they'll welcome you and join you in happy merriment. I think that New Orleans is it's just a part of the deep culture. Like, it's a part of the, sort of the sarcasm of the irony of life, that New Orleans has found a good way, even mired in its own, history with all the things, we know all too well with slavery and all the history that's built the city. There's still like that kind of underlying, the comedy of life, the comedy and the tragedy that go hand in hand with every day, and it's found a way to enjoy every moment of it.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
people found that in other countries that they're more open. Like, if there's some kind of festival or parade, whether you have tickets or you don't, or they may even just grab you and say, "Come on, you're in the parade now.
Get in there."
And everybody's just having fun. Where this country's a little bit more officious.
That's a big word today, Nancy.
That's pretty good. It's not even Friday.
That's a very good word. I wasn't ready for that word. I think what I loved about San Francisco, and what I feel like it lost some of in the last maybe 15 years, was its ability to not take itself so seriously, and I feel like what my general take, and I could be wrong, and again, I'm very liberal, but I felt like I was constantly being people trying to out-liberal me for the sake of out-liberaling me, as opposed to really just finding a common sense, common ground that we could both be happy with, and that began to rub me the wrong way a little bit. But again, I love San Francisco, and I love what it stands for and its history, and I love what it provides for a tremendous amount of people. I feel like it just lost a little bit of its character and its ability to really just lighten up. And part of that might be the fact that it's so expensive to live there now. It's hard to relax. But it's
so expensive there.
Expensive.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of friends actually go to San Francisco. They were all there at the same time. It was bizarre. I was watching them all on Facebook post things, and I'm like, then the one was like, dude, how much? I mean, I can't. She goes like, we're ripping through our money so fast just trying to get a burger, kind of deal. Like, what the hell? Why is it so expensive? I remember that too. I mean, it is expensive. It's one of the most iconic, amazing cities in the world. I love it there.
Agreed.
It's just, God, it's like so beautiful, and you've got like Point Reyes National Seashore. You've got the redwoods. I mean, it's just amazing. And then the architecture downtown, the history. But then it's like New Orleans has got this amazing history too that is just so deep and diverse. It's like, wow. When you look at both places, I think that communities need to lighten up. And I think sometimes when commerce moves into an area, sometimes new people change the dynamic of a community. And a community needs to remember to hold its sense of place, like your music. It's like I say, like, you do promote tourism through your music. You promote visitors coming into New Orleans. You hear it, and makes people think, oh, I want to go there. I want to have that feeling. And if we went down to New Orleans,
find Larry.
I want Larry.
Right.
So haven't we done that? The little sozzled at a bar once. Larry. Who was that?
That's the Impractical Jokers.
Oh, that's what it was. The Impractical Jokers. I just thought it was us being, little shenanigans. But to me, with you hear your music, and if we went to New Orleans and you didn't like get to experience that, and New Orleans didn't have that, it would just suck for people because you embody New Orleans when you hear your music. So
well, I hear that all the time when we're on the road, that people when they I mean, I've had many people come up to us after shows and say that, while they're listening to our set, they'll close their eyes and lean back in their chair and just feel like they're in New Orleans, and they can literally, they can smell and taste New Orleans while they're just sitting and listening to our music. So that makes me very proud. That makes me very happy that we can do that for people. And it's it was an unintentional intention, if that makes sense. Like I'm trying to write just songs, and I don't necessarily want them all to be about New Orleans, but I always kind of defer back to the backdrop of the city, you know, that and so it all kind of feels like that. And yeah, and I'm totally cool with that.
The rhythm,
totally
the
cool
rhythms. I think that your lyrics go really well with it because of the character and the color and really not caring of, you know, this is what I want to do, having that freedom and integrity to your music and what you want to say. When you look at it's the rhythm that you've got, that old school backbeat, like it's almost Dixieland, but there's a little bit of swing. You know, one of the songs has like a
bit of blues in there.
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything. So it's not like the pure New Orleans Dixieland style. It's got a little bit of everything in there, but it does give you that ambiance. The one song, Humpty Humpty, you know, that's got that rhythm. Well, it's like Stop Bitchin'. That's the song you would have send it to them.
Yeah.
Bottom
Stop
of the
your
bayou,
bitching and your moaning and start sweating and groaning.
Yeah, get on with it, man. It's hump day.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I like that song. And bottom of the bayou. What I was going to say is like that swing. You hit a little bit of that swing era that I think a lot of us are wanting to go back into. You even have some like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin styles in some of it. But bottom of the bayou, that beginning kind of had like a Gene Krupa style of drumming at the beginning. Like to me, I was like, check that out. And then all comes this heavy bass, like boom. It's cool.
It's a hoochie coochie style.
Yeah, I mean, right. Can you imagine how risque that was back in the day when all of a sudden you know you had that beat and people started really shaking their asses, and all of a sudden, that was a real. I mean, it was very risque, and you know, and if it's that makes me happy that you know people were getting nasty with that kind of music back then, and if they can find a way to get nasty with our music, well then I'm all for that as well.
They do the squat dance.
Oh yeah, it's back down to the squat dance.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the squat dance. When everyone gets drunk at a certain point, and women get down, man, and hopefully they can get back up. It depends. You know, but bottom of the bayou, you guys have that old school swing band style, and then I love that there's like that shouting harmony. You know what I mean? That calling, like it's like not. I don't want to say holler because like I don't want to say that because I don't.
No, that's cool.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. There's that shouting back and forth in there. Like that's what they used to do. Like it's so cool because you don't hear it that often.
Well, that's what happens on the streets with people across the street that are neighbors, and somebody will like throw their bucket of water over the balcony, and the other one yells from across the street, "Hey, you stop that!" And then they start.
Stop Humpty Humpty.
Like that.
Well, you know what's funny? Like so I did want to say that too about New Orleans, and the difference that we felt immediately about San Francisco was New Orleans, the community is very tight-knit, and people sit, like you were just saying, people sit on their front porch and they kind of look out for their neighbors. Like you notice when your neighbors are out of town or I mean, we literally sit on our front porch and have a conversation with our neighbors across the street on their front porch. Literally.
Oh, wow.
And our neighbors next to us, we stand on our front porches and just chat. So, and we noticed that does not happen in San Francisco. As a matter of fact, like we lived in one part of town. I mean, I lived essentially in two different parts of town for about 8 or 9 years each, and I barely knew my neighbors on my block. I could probably only literally visually point out one or two. So, and I know all of my neighbors on the block I live on now, and I know I'm friends with the people that run the coffee shops around the corner, and I know the neighbors around the corner, and we have parties together, and so, I mean, it's funny that you bring up the front porch, like it's very much of a front porch community, and I like that. So,
well, we say that in South Africa, and people do hang out, and that's it's a community vibe, and I think that's the key. Is like it's how to have a controlled party. You know what I mean? Like not a controlled like you will do this and you will do that. I mean, it's a controlled party where there's like the buddy system of watching the kids, and all ages can be crazy and do their thing, but there's like that element of family. You know, it's a big family. Yeah, and that's like the most welcoming thing.
We're all in this together, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that literally worldwide we're all in this together. So I would like to see, and I think that's why we're all probably swinging from the left, because we honestly believe that we're all in this together, and we probably honestly believe that we're only as good as our weakest link. Like, we're trying to help the needy up, because that makes us all stronger. So, I think it's important, and I think it's important in a community, and I think it's important globally, and I wish that the butt-faced orange man thought the same way, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's a rough one, man.
So much time gets wasted on arguments of things that are so petty. It would be really refreshing if the powers that be around the world would actually turn their attention to something that mattered.
I don't know. I'm moving to Uruguay because I watched Anthony Bourdain's latest thing when he was in Uruguay, and everybody's like, we have education is free, and I think this is something really important in our country, that especially when we're looking at, we were looking at moving from things like coal into solar and things like that. If we could have free education in some way, and definitely take care of our healthcare system, because it's not working. I mean, it's not working now at all. I mean, I know someone who just went in through a cancer surgery, and next thing you know, she moved at the same. Her and her husband moved, and there was some discrepancy, and then she got dropped from her coverage, and we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars medically, and that was just because of an address change. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
It is crazy.
Okay, we're going to keep everybody, uneducated, and then if you do want to educate yourself, we're going to put you in debt for half of your life, so you really don't enjoy what the hell you're doing. We're going to make you as miserable as possible, and if you get sick, too bad.
No, the premise is we're going to keep
I agree.
you poor so
I
you join. I think that right now we're going to make you poor so that you join the military. So I can have a big armed force, and then I can threaten to blow up everybody. So I
I think right now, I think that guy, he is so insane that he literally is pulling everything out of the dictator's playbook. Like, everything he does is straight out of the dictator's, like, how to rule a country, if you're a dictator. It's unbelievable. The stupid parade he wants to have with his armed forces.
That's not a New Orleans style parade for sure. It's not the same parade we're talking about.
It's not. It's insane.
No,
the fact that he doesn't want anyone to believe the press. He's the only one who speaks the truth. You know what I mean? The whole government is against him. It's just insane. He's insane.
Well, he has his own news channel.
He has gonorrhea.
That's one of the first steps.
Yes, he does. He probably does have gonorrhea.
Well, I don't know. He doesn't have a legit doctor.
Well, no, he does not.
See, so he could have syphilis or gonorrhea. One of the two.
He could, and that could be making him insane. I mean, they've
That gives him a way out of insanity. Plead the insanity button of sexually transmitted diseseases.
Yeah, that would be awesome for the Republican, the guy who, who the family, the evangelical Christian put him in the office, and he's the guy with, he's a joke. He's something offensive.
Could you, Pat Robinson would have you need to be baptized again, or something.
Yeah.
Oh, good. This is getting great. Like anything else, this is good. I don't know, but we have definitely got to unite as a country, no matter what. It's like, I don't know, man. We just somehow. I mean, it just people who never thought this would happen. Now it's happening, and it's happening so fast. I mean, I don't. You know how they have on CNN these. Oh, the year, 1968, they did this and this, or, the 60s. Yeah. Well, what are we going to do now? You're going to have, it's going to take a full year just to do one day at a time of what's going on in the news. You know what I mean? It's like you can't just do, this is what happened in 2018 or 2017. I mean, it would be, you can't. So much craziness. This is like, you couldn't do just one movie. You'd have to do a series, and then who wants to watch it all over again?
No, it's right. Who wants to relive that? Is exactly right.
I know.
Exactly.
I know. We need something fresh and new. I just want us to have education and that works and healthcare that works. Those are two things. And important.
Here's the thing. So, and this is the conversation I have with my wife several times after Trump was elected. That the good news is, as a musician, like kind of like this trickles down to me, and I don't believe in trickle down economics, but people all of a sudden crave authenticity. They crave a way to forget about all the stuff that's going on in the world. They start to yearn for ways to check out for a little while, and all of a sudden that becomes very good for the arts. You know, so
it's true.
So we might actually benefit from this guy, and even though I think he might blow the whole world up, and not just with bombs, but with, like, as you say, with like healthcare and coal and oil, that you know, in the meantime, hopefully it'll be good for my music career.
Yeah, I just want to take care of the environment.
Of course.
That was another huge part. Like, you know, there's the healthcare and everything, but we're getting sicker as a nation because of what we're doing to the environment. And so that's the thing. I mean, as we're sitting and talking, I get a press release from Secretary Zinke saying how he wants to expand hunting and fishing as 30 of America's national wildlife refuges, while they're taking land for, you know, mining and oil and gas exploration out of our national park system. I mean, cutting our monuments in half.
You'd think that would be a joke. It sounds like a joke, right? It sounds like everything you just said was sarcasm. But that's the crazy part. No, that's actually what he wants. Like, it's insane.
It really is.
I know.
And that's because he gets money from the NRA. And that's the only reason. It's not like he's a sports person. You know, he's not a sports person. He's not getting out there fishing.
Of course not. No. But I believe the NRA is you know, I think those guys are criminals, but so is big oil. They're in it just as much. Like, they're not there, you know, and so is coal and fracking and all of it. And when I say we're all in it together, I mean I'm talking about Mother Earth too. Like, that's the big one. So it's amazing to me that they can't see that. I'm constantly dumbfounded at their inability to see the big picture and how the whole thing fits together, meaning humans and the planet. But they haven't quite put that together yet. They just think about money.
Yeah,
it's like they never went to school.
Well, how could they not think about it for their kids? That's what scares me.
Exactly.
I look at the future generation, and I know you're a parent, and you know I'm not a parent, and I care so deeply about every young person, because I feel like we've got to fight stronger for them. If anything, if we can do one thing as a planet, or as a country, as a nation, a world, we should unite for taking care of our youth so that they have a clean environment, they have education, they have health care, they have those basic needs. These are basic needs. You know, it's like, oh, these are the things in life. You know, you need air, shelter, you know, that kind of thing. Well, we're screwing that up. But I'm like, if we don't care, you guys all want money, whatever, but can we all take a look at that we have a responsibility, whether you're a parent or not, to take care of our kids, make sure that the youth comes before us, and not destroy something so that they have a shitty, you know, rest of their life. That's wrong. We should be leaving it better for them, better than how we found it. It's our duty as individuals.
Yeah.
Dang.
I totally agree. I think the problem is that I just honestly think that there's people that don't, that, you know, were like, you know, that kind of live on the idea that the planet is stronger than we think, and that we're not really causing any problems, and they just want to make as much money as they can, and the way they help their children is by making sure they come into this world with millions of dollars in their pocket. I think that's what they honestly believe. So it's hard to know it's not going to help you breathe, but they don't care. It's like I honestly, I'm often just dumbfounded at the way people, the way they think, but I'm also like, I want to keep fighting. At the same time, I'm sort of like, I just want to write songs and play music and make people happy, because I'm tired of beating my head against the wall. It sounds like I'm giving up when I'm not, but I don't know what to do anymore. Like,
well,
I don't even know how to help you.
Education. There's three things. Like, every time I do something, the three things are, you've got to educate, entertain, or inspire. Those are the three things. And try not to argue, but that I've got, like, my blood doesn't do that. I argue back. I have a hard time with that. But when you look at what's going on Facebook and stuff, it's like, why can't we have a dialogue and discuss? Why do we have to be so mean to each other? Like, it's so mean out there, and it's like, I don't know. I have friends of all political parts, but when
I see the nastiness, and I'm like, okay, you're not the person I thought you were. Not really just because of your political beliefs at all. You're being mean, and you're saying things that I never, ever thought I would see coming out of your mouth that are just cruel. And that's what I'm seeing a lot is like these cruel comments and just absolutely it's like, oh, we won, so now you totally suck. And you're stupid.
Yeah.
And it's just this, like, I don't remember... I mean, I don't like any of the politicians. I mean, I think everyone knows that about Nancy and I. We don't like any of them. We're not even a political party person. We're just like, hello, we want the environment. We want the funding for schools and stuff like that.
We would rather go by issue than by person.
I just don't understand why we have to be so rude. I mean, anyway.
I mean,
music
it'd be
is
nice
a big
if people
part
could just
of
get along, but they don't. But
no.
I wish people could get along, but we can't find a way to do that. And I was convinced that Barack Obama would be the guy to bring people together, but everyone, there's so much deep-seated racism in this country that wasn't going to happen, and Hillary wasn't going to get it done either. Unfortunately, no. she would be, but again, the ass clown we have in office now is offensive in every single way possible. So
the racism is terrible. The racism has to stop, and people not understanding where people come from or understand that understand those roots, and kind of like let's all grow together. Let's lift each other up instead of like stomping on each other's shoulders. We should be raising each other up for sure. And I
agree.
think, John, what you're doing with music, it is crucial. It is crucial because there's a time to turn the noise off, the talking heads, and others. You can listen to the talking heads, everyone, but as in music, but to sit down and just have a good time. People need to, because when people start to get happy, then they start to communicate with each other and laugh together, no matter what party, aisle, whatever. And that's the first step to getting together. It's like, and working together. It's like food, music, the arts. It's something that can unite us. I don't think it divides us. I think it unites us.
I totally agree. I totally agree that if that calms everyone down enough to have a civilized conversation, well, yeah, count me in. I'll keep doing my thing. So
cool.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm going to keep doing my thing anyway.
I'm interested. Well, go ahead, Nancy.
I just think that people, we look at things almost in a generation thing. Like there was a generation, my parents' generation, that for some reason the truth escaped the whole generation.
Yeah.
You as you meet people the same age and they tell you their family history and story, you start to see these correlations of specific generations that came out somehow with like attitudes and beliefs. And I just feel like our politicians across the board are way too old. They're too old. This is a young country, and our politicians, they're not old as in wisdom. They're too old in attitude and archaic ideas. And yes, money plays a huge part. But I really would like to see some younger people step forward, because I think it would be
great.
Yeah, a fresh face on it, and actually know about the concerns of people, not these people who are on their last legs anyway. And come on.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like having your great grandparents tell you what to do.
I know, and who are totally out of touch with anything that's happening in the world today.
Exactly.
So I don't know how to fix that, but I agree. I think I would love to see younger people come along and take the reins a little bit, but I think younger people are completely disillusioned with how the whole thing works anyway. So what's incentivizing them to do that?
Yeah.
But that's why we have music and art.
Thank God for that. Thank God for the music. Yeah. And I'm very excited to see you when you come back from Europe. You got to call back in because I want to hear how that went, because I want to know what are people thinking of about. I know we do a lot of shows with musicians from overseas calling in, and they're all polite and nice. And so I just want to know what happens, like the conversations you have with people, what they think when you go over there. And I know you've toured Europe before.
I'll definitely let you guys know, because I'm sure it'll come up, because it just does. So I'll let you know for sure.
Yeah. Where are you going?
I'd be happy to call back Well, we fly into Amsterdam. We have the bulk of our shows are in Germany. Then we have a couple shows in Denmark, one show in France, and then a couple shows in Holland. But we're like, I think 12 out of the 17 are in Germany, and then the others are Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Eindhoven, and a tiny little town in France that I can't even pronounce.
Oh, well, there you go. That's cool. So everyone, you can keep up with the band. Go to the good-for-nothin-band.com. But I want to give a shout-out to the band. So it's Brendan Michael Bull. I remember talking about his name. He's Bull on drums
Brendan
and vocals.
Brendan Michael Bull on drums, who also who isn't with us anymore. He finished the record, and now he's doing a master's program in South Carolina. So Aaron Walker is going to be the guy who's going on tour with us. Okay. But then the rest of the band is all the same.
So Evan Payton is on bass. He's got that deep bass.
Evan Payton on bass, yep.
Payton. Well, you know I can't pronounce anything.
Oh, it's all good.
I'll say
John
Russell Ramirez.
Bauer.
Is that right? Russell Ramirez?
Russell
Did I say
Ramirez
that right?
on trombone. Yep, you got that one.
And John Bauer.
And then John Bauer on trumpet.
Not to be confused with Jack Bauer. But
No, very different guys. Very different guys.
One's got a trumpet, one's got a gun. So that's it.
And Jack Bauer always speaks. Yeah, he always does that whisper voice.
Yeah, can't blow a trumpet
He's like his acting style is very whisper.
Hey, listen, Kiefer Sutherland's on tour right now with his music.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he's in Europe too, dude. Yeah, maybe you'll see him.
Yeah.
He's touring.
Yeah.
He's
got
his
own.
There
and whisper at him.
Well, he's got his own record company.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you've ever seen this. There was this documentary he made of when he first started his record company, of taking he was like, this is the band we're signing, and they went through Europe, and yeah, he got so hammered. I mean, it was like one of those rock and roll. The band was fine, but he wasn't. And I think then he had to
Oh, you mean hammered like he got drunk?
Oh yeah, and he jumped into a Christmas tree in the hotel or some bar.
Awesome.
He was like there, and you just see him dive into it, which was pretty funny. But it was really interesting. And now he's like done all this with all these different musicians, and now he's on the road, which is really cool. So I want to go. I want to see
Super
it, man.
cool.
I want to see what he's doing. Yeah, I love seeing some actors and stuff that get up there and start doing what's his name? Johnny Depp is like a badass guitar player.
Yeah, he is.
You know?
Yeah, totally, totally.
Well, he started off.
You know
with
who else has been doing that for a while is why can't I remember his name? He was in
Billy Bob Thornton.
No, he's been doing it for a while too, and he's been doing it for a while. But I've met a couple guys that were in this dude's band. He was in Dances with Wolves.
Oh, Kevin Costner.
Yes, Kevin Costner. He's been doing it for a while also.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
To check that out.
I think they all have kind of country band, Americana style. You know, I think they like to write songs, and I think they can afford to bring a band out, and they treat their guys well, and they do their thing.
Yeah, Bruce Willis does some good stuff too, man. Mhm. He's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
He's in a band too?
Yeah, blues rock. Yeah. I don't know if he's done anything lately. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, and I think once you've got the arts in you, you have the arts in you. If you're creative, you're creative. You know, it's like
I think you're right. I think and especially with those guys, I think they have these huge swaths of time where they don't work, and so they have the opportunity to do that, and they take advantage of it. So good on them.
Yeah. Well, we interviewed Cranky George. This band is incredible, and I'm gonna.
Mulvaney.
Delbert. And we just watched a movie with him in it. I really feel stupid now, but
McDermott.
Delbert McClinton?
And no. So they have the one guy from the Pogues in there.
His name is McDermott.
It is. Oh man, now I feel like I've got to fix this right now because.
That's cool. It'll come to you.
It's here. It's coming. It's coming. I have to just go to the blend here. No, he's on that. He's been in so many movies and TV shows. It's crazy. We've got.
Their brother.
Dermot Mulroney.
Thank you. I was all around that.
Dermot.
McDermott, Mulvaney.
Yeah, we had Kieran, his brother, on the show, and they were a blast. And there's some you'd dig their music because it's got like it's they write crazy stories, and there's this more Celtic in a way, but like folksy gypsy. Like you're in the gypsy side, right? But more of a more of a Celtic.
I dance in there.
Yeah, it's kind of like this. Yeah, you guys would get along. That would be a fun show between the two of you. Actually, we should put you both on together. It would be fun because of the characters that you create. It's so cool. Okay, so listen, I know it's your birthday. I know you got parties to go to. You hop in planes, and we want to close out with a. Can we do Jawbone Alley, or do you want to play Shattered Pieces? What do you want to close off with? It's your birthday.
Alley. I love Jawbone Alley.
Jawbone Alley. Tell everybody about this one, because it's just even Jawbone. It's just like, what?
Well, so the unofficial story is that about somewhere in the mid-1700s, there was a little alleyway in the French Quarter where you could go and get some medical care or some dentistry work done, but of course the people helping you were neither doctors nor dentists. So many a poor soul left this little alleyway in the quarter, disfigured and mangled, and some of course lost their lives there. And so of course no one knows the actual name of the alley. I was really only like one or two stores deep. It was a very short little alley that disappeared in one of the many fires in the French Quarter, but it became infamously known as Jawbone Alley. So there it is.
Wow. Man, check it out.
I love it.
Did he know Annie Christmas?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, I love that. I love stories
put
like that.
Annie Christmas in. So Annie Christmas is another one. And that was, she running a flatboat up and down the Mississippi, shaved her beard off when she needed to turn a trick, and then let the beard grow out when she needed to go into town and murder some people. So good stuff.
So do you do that when you travel, and just even being in New Orleans, because you got so many stories there, do you go into like the vaults of history when you travel around, like looking for?
Not when I travel. I should do that more often. No, but I pick up a book every now and then, and I read a book, and I like history like that. I like like history of the mob or just random crap. People who do. I should probably read more books about the Prohibition and the speakeasies. I'm sure there would be some great stories in there.
Hey, that I bet you. Yeah, for sure. John, thank you so much for joining us again. We can't make it only annual, and you got to come back and give us a world report. You have to come on our world travel party. That's it.
Yeah,
we
world
have to
travel
give a
party.
report on that. That'll be fun.
Totally.
That'll be fun. And everyone, again, go get the album. It is out now. It's called Second Shot, again, by Jon-Roniger and the Good-for-Nothin-Band out of New Orleans. You can get it on Bandcamp, CD Baby, iTunes. You can also go to the good-for-nothin-band.com. They're on Facebook as well. And also I want to thank everyone for joining us. Thank you, listeners. I know we're going to get emails about your political beliefs. Good. Let's have a conversation.
Yes.
Let's just keep it nice. Everybody, you can keep up with us at bigblendradio.com. Our shows air Monday through Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and on Fridays and Sundays at 11 a.m. Pacific and 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Thanks, John. Here it is. Jawbone Alley. Safe travels.
Thank you. See y'all. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's the guy wants to jag off, saying their hands on me. They call themselves dentists, but they're all predisposed. They think you're full of molar by going through your nose. And I ain't going back to Jawbone Alley. All those hats and quacks defy Hippocrates. I won't let them touch my belly. I know it's turned to jelly. Not my livers, not my kidneys, not my spleens. No, I ain't going back to Jawbone Alley. Oh, I had a minor surgery about a month ago. Had this little splinter wedged up in my toe. Ho, ho, they gave me anesthetic that can petrify a horse. No telling all the brain cells or organs that I lost. I ain't going back to Jawbone Alley. All those hacks and quacks defy Hippocrates. I won't let them touch my belly. Yes, I know it's turned to jelly. Not my livers, my kidneys, or my spleen. No, I ain't going back to Jawbone Alley. See, I'm young, I'm vital, I'm handsome, but these premiums are costing me a ransom. Well, not only am I broke, my body is a joke. My next appointment is with Charlie Manson, and I ain't going back to Jawbone Alley. Touch my